Thank you for clicking on. So starting with Capricorn first. What do we have for Capricorn spirit? Three cards, please. So we have substance abuse. First card that came out. So the next card is privacy. So we got substance abuse, privacy, and award. Okay, so we got substance abuse, privacy, and reward. So let's start this out good. Okay, so you're going to be overwhelmed by this reward when it comes in. You're going to be overwhelmed by this reward. Give me a little bit of something about this reward. So the devil is going to try to stop this. Most definitely. The first card that came out was the devil. The devil is going to try to stop this reward from coming through. They're going to try to put an end to you and this reward. If they don't get to stop your reward, they're going to try to unalive you. I'm getting with the death card. But the death card is in reverse. They're not going to be able to do this. The devil, it could be multiple people in a group trying to stop you. So this reward that you're getting is going to put a water sign that is a Scorpio in regret. With the Five of Cups, they're going to be in regret for not taking your offer. A Scorpio is going to be in regret for not taking your offer. This Scorpio chose to believe their own beliefs. They wanted freedom. They went against the grain, made foolish decisions. And all of that blinded them. They're going to come clean. They're going to be coming clean about something. You could be on a spiritual path and this Scorpio is working with the devil and they're going to come clean about it. But your reward is new opportunities. You see all those cups with different things in them? New opportunities. New things are coming for you. 7 new opportunities. And this Scorpio, since Scorpio came back out, this Scorpio ain't gonna get nothing. With the sun in reverse, they're gonna be depressed. They're gonna be sad. And they're gonna have a careless attitude towards God. Because you completed this cycle with them. You left them behind. You also completed a spiritual cycle. and now you're on to new ideas. So we're going to leave the worst for last. Substance abuse is going to be last. So what do we have for privacy? They're granting you privacy. What do we have for privacy? Personal celebration and harmony. You're going to be getting privacy, but you might have conflict with others. With the Four of Wands in reverse, you will have a lack of support, though. These people ain't going to want to help you get your home. You see the house in the back with the red roof? So, you're getting, it says home conflict, but that's not what's going to happen. You're going to be getting privacy from people by staying in your home. Personal celebration is you getting a home in harmony, which is getting your privacy, and it could bring conflict with others. A Cancer could be significant. Always want to be at your house. Always want to pop up. Always ask you for shit. Can they spend a night? You're going to be disconnecting from a Cancer when you get your home. And you're going to be emotionally balanced by leaving this Cancer in the past. This Cancer could bring a lot of self-doubt. They could be a friend or a family member. They are a very big critic of you. And this Cancer could be slowing down your money. This is a bad investment, actually, with this Cancer. Whatever you're planning right now, you're going to get it done in privacy. So whatever you're trying to accomplish, you're not going to accomplish in front of everybody. It's going to be private, so you can get some mental clarity. There will be a breakthrough, new ideas again, success, sharp mind, new conflict though. But you're very confident. I feel like in privacy is when you show your most confident side. When you're doing things for yourself, when you're cooking food and not eating all that takeout food or other people's food. Alright, last but not least, substance abuse. This substance abuse could have shattered your dreams. It could have broken your family. It could have made you domestic. You're misaligned with your values, which is taking care of yourself. And it caused struggling relationships. Now is the time to stop doing those drugs. Rest. These drugs also helped you rest. You could have did downers that put you to sleep, or you could have just had a sense of relaxation off these drugs. When you was on these drugs, it was like you could do things that you never thought you could do. They made you be delusional, and You know, you could have voices in your head telling you what to do. But you also could have got very frustrated on these drugs, or frustrated when you couldn't get your hands on these drugs. Yeah, these drugs brought creative opportunities to you, or you felt like they brought creative opportunities to you. You started these drugs because you was curious about them, and you got happy surprised when you first started these drugs. You could be even having weird dreams because of these drugs, or no dreams at all, black. But you need to be head over heart right now. If you feel like your heart is telling you that's what you need to think with your head. You need to be disciplined. You need to be truthful and tell your family and your friends that you're doing these drugs. Be honest and find some authority in your life. But I feel like these drugs are a secret, something that you're keeping hidden. You started these drugs because you was interested in it, because you was fucked up about something in the past. So something in the past had you stuck, and it had you thinking that these drugs would complete your stuckness, and you have a victory over your problems. But you still ended up in the Eight of Swords. These drugs treated you fairly, and your reward was how you felt, which was when you was happy and, you know, on cloud nine, I'ma say. But you could have felt like the drugs was playing you too small, which I mean, like, it wasn't giving you the arousal that you always wanted, and you could have started abusing these drugs to get a better feeling. You could have even saved up your money for these drugs. Resistance to change. You didn't want to change. You could have talked a lot of shit about yourself, like I'm a junkie, I'm a crackhead. You lost a lot of opportunities because of these drugs. And you could have started selling this drug. For some of you, you was curious about this drug because you was selling this drug. Okay, so yeah, this could bring some bad luck. It flipped out in reverse. Moving on from Capricorn. Moving on from Capricorn, we're going to Sagittarius. $14 minutes on the timer. The number 5 could be significant. Alright, 3 cards for Sagittarius, please. So we got Madness and Delusion. Secrets and Untold Stories. And look, money. Sagittarius, you got money. Like I always say in this, well, like I said in this reading earlier for Capricorn, we're going to start with the good stuff first. So what do we have for Sagittarius money. Sagittarius is money. So at first you was poor. It's coming out that you was poor. But your recovery from a financial loss, this money came in from a spiritual poverty that you was in. So when I say spiritual poverty, when you was younger, as you was growing up, from your 20s on up, you could have had a hard time raising yourself, or not raising yourself because you're a grown woman or man. I could be talking to a woman. It's a woman on this picture. But you could have been, taking care of yourself, and you only had enough money to get you to point A to point B, which was feed yourself morning and night, bathe yourself, buy yourself clothes, and probably gas money. And if you smoke weed or drink a little bit, you had a little bit for that. But you didn't have money for the life that most people would want. And it doesn't have to be billionaire, millionaire, trillionaire, thousandaire status, but enough money to live what you call luxury. The way you wanted to take care of yourself, the way you seen yourself. You didn't have to have everything. You didn't have to be, flowing with money. You just had to have enough. You just wanted to make enough. That's what you was doing your whole life. But you're at a point where you have the money now. You could be a businesswoman. You could sit behind a phone. You could sit behind a computer. You probably work for yourself. You probably work for somebody else. You probably a personal assistant or something. Someone that works right up under a boss man or a boss woman. Okay? You made it out of the Five of Pentacles. Okay? New ideas are coming to you. New ideas on how you want to spend your money, what you want to do with your money. Alignment and personal values. You could be overwhelmed by choices with the Seven of Cups in reverse right now. And all this money could be making you feel a little like you have a lack of purpose, like you don't know what to do with your money. Maybe it's not time for you to spend it. But you do have some type of fantasy. To a lot of these people, this money is a mystery. Either they don't know where this money came from, or the little people that you showed this money to, told this money about, told these people about this money. They could be like wondering where you got this from. It's a mystery. Again, Capricorn reading Scorpio did pop out, but there could be a Scorpio, a Leo, or a Gemini that is upset or jealous that you have this money. This could be a family member or a friend. It will be a challenge because they're competing with you. But there will be an ending, and it's going to be a painful ending because they're going to try to betray you. Everything's going to fall. Yeah, you've been keeping this money a secret, and somebody could have been pocket watching you or looking at how you dress, looking at how you keeping up with yourself. Somebody could have got their teeth done, and somebody just noticed that you are different, and they just feel like you got money, and they know you have money. They know for sure. They probably got some type of evidence or proof, and they're jealous of it. But this all came from manifestation. And it also could have came from a partnership. Whoever you're in a relationship with could be that businessman or businesswoman. And that's how you bringing all this money in. But yeah, you got some people watching, gonna be calling for a couple of dollars, and then if you get that to them, they gonna start asking for more. I'm hearing if your landlord find out you got money, they gonna go up on the rent, or they gonna stop fixing shit so you can call people and fix it yourself. Alright, moving on to the next thing. Secrets and untold stories. This is a whole different scenario. So if you don't want to connect it with the cash money part of the reading, Nicki Minaj could be significant, Lil Wayne could be significant. If you don't, yeah, Nicki Minaj, Sagittarius. If you don't want to connect that part of the reading to that part, do not, because it doesn't have to be a part of that. But we have secrets and untold stories. Spirit, what do we have for secrets and untold stories? So, the untold story for the Sagittarius that they will not tell anybody about is that they have happy memories with somebody that it ended with, because this person accepted them for who they are. This Sagittarius could have had a lack of control in this connection. I'm picking up on a relationship, and it was a past connection. They had happy memories, but this Sagittarius got off the leash sometimes. This Sagittarius could have dogs, could foster dogs or something, but they got off the leash sometimes. And whoever this person was, Scorpio is coming out 4 times actually. So it could be a Scorpio. And with the Hangman, water energy in reverse. So they could have went off on this Scorpio a couple times, but this Scorpio really, really, really accepted them. Things just went too fast. And I feel like Sagittarius, you know this, because like I said, y'all had happy moments. Y'all had happy memories. You're hoping for this person to come back because you feel like there's still a purpose for y'all to be together. But no, this person isn't coming back. They're not coming back. This isn't the masculine for you. I feel like this was just a relationship to show you what you can get in the future if you keep praying for it, if you keep manifesting on it. This was a sign that you're almost at the perfect relationship that you want, the relationship that you had. If the only thing that y'all did disagree about was verbal things, and like if y'all only disagree verbally, y'all didn't physically fight, I feel like that's the last step to the final step. You're going to get a relationship where you don't have to fight, argue, bicker, be petty, none of that. You're going to get this emperor is going to turn upright. Right now, it's time for you to use your head over your heart and avoid the conflict because you, like we said, avoid the conflict. You're arguing with them, you know, just leave the situation and avoid the conflict. You will be fulfilled when you accomplish this and when you progress. Right now, you could be disappointed. So the devil is going to try to get in your brain and stir some thoughts up and make you think negative, but he's not going to be able to get in there. I feel like you're closed off. Like, you're closed off. Where is that card that says spiritual? Where is it? I think I put it back in the deck. I don't know what card it was. But anyways, I feel like, yeah, you are spiritual. Sagittarius are known as one of the most spiritual people in the zodiac. They're adventurous. They like to venture off into their own world. But with the devil, they're going to try to make you think about this relationship over and over and over. And they're going to try to make you think about these happy memories and try to turn it into some negative energy. But Spirit's not going to let that happen. You could be born December 6th. With the first card that's popping out is the 6th. The 4th. Yeah, the 4th through the 6th. Also, the number 13 could be significant. 1 plus 3 equals 4. The 4 through the 6 could be significant. Sagittarius, you also could be a working parent. Or you worked the entire time your kids was growing up. You was financially there for them. Your kids could have made some bad choices growing up, but it's really spiritually because you have very, 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 very high standards for them. And sometimes it's okay for kids to bump their heads. So I'm going to leave it there with the secrets and the untold stories. But yeah, as soon as you get out of this cycle, you're Empress. I keep saying Empress. So you are Empress. You could have marriage coming to you. You could be a mother, like I said. You could be separating from your baby father too, with this Emperor in reverse. Yeah, the devil not gonna be able to fuck with you at all. Okay, so you could go through some madness. That's the last section. So yeah, it is saying you spiritual, but it's saying you have lack of spiritual clarity. I'm picking up there was a passing and that left you stunned, like in awe. Because it happened. You could have like had a feeling as being a spiritual person that this was going to happen. But the timing, the day, when it happened, who it was, and all that, it left you stuck. So you could be feeling like a madman. I could be talking to a man now. Spirit, what do we have for madness? That was a channel message. The message could change. So I feel like you going through madness, but you're not acting on that madness. You're not going out there showing other people your shadow side. You're not going out there cussing out people on the fucking phone when you're on hold. You're not cussing out the delivery man. You're not doing none of that. You're not showing people this angry side of you because something happened in your life. And that's bringing in good luck. That's bringing in good karma. That you're able to control yourself because of these life cycles and these changes that's happening in your life. These ups and downs are bringing you madness. And you're able to control that. I feel like this madness also do burn you out, and it could bring a lot of stress. Yeah, you're reminiscent about a passing. This person that passed away could have had high expectations for you, and they love you. They have high expectations for you, and they love you. They want you to continue to keep doing good. And I'm looking at this money card. They want you to keep continuing to get your money. They love you. They still care about you. They still watch over you. Yeah, this was an ending. This is a passing in your life. They are happy on the other side. They are happy. And they're watching over you. They're nurturing you even if you don't feel like it. So, you could be a woman that's impatient for something. And what are you impatient for? What this change? So it's going back to this deep ocean, which is secrets and unreleased, untold stories. So you could have separated. I'm picking up that you could have separated with your person or your baby dad or something right when this passing happened, right before. No, right after. Yeah, and you're asking them like, this is a difficult decision. You're getting pulled in two different directions. You're asking this passed on person to lead you in a different direction, which is away from this person, but you still want to be with them. But this person is telling you to self-care. There's still strings attached to this past person. I'm picking up that this passed on person could be a Virgo. I'm looking at earth sign. But look, I'm going to leave it right here because this clarifies the second group that we talked about. It's not going to work. That's even the spirit guide is telling you it's not going to work. They're not going to let this masculine or this feminine get back into your life because they're not helping you get to the next point in your life. So, I'm going to leave that right there, Sagittarius. Okay. And we're going to move on. Okay, we got two more groups, Virgo and Libra. So Virgo did pop out, so I'm going to do Virgo. Spirit, please clear out the energy from the last two readings. One last time, Spirit, thank you. Okay, Spirit. What do we have for Virgo? 3 cards, please. So this Virgo is wealthy. I'm hearing they got enough money to go around. I'm going to turn it upright. That was trying to come out upright, so I'm going to just turn it upright. So they're trying to... Okay, these two are coming out together. They're trying to stay calm in the chaos. This right here says unshaken presence in the chaos. They're going through a heartache, but they're trying to stay cool, calm, and collected. So I'm going to give this deck a little break. Okay. We're going to start out with the good first. Spirit, give me some messages for this Virgo's finances. Give me something for this Virgo's finances. Yes, I'm looking at my book. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Employment. So Virgo, you could be the manager of your own corporation, or like the head boss of your own corporation. You're skilled, but there's like somebody that you're working with or that's a part of your team that's not as skilled as you. And they're not seeing the good in things. It's like every time you pitch an idea, they're like, nah, I think my idea is better, but their idea is like nowhere near as... I'm hearing huge. You have huge ideas, and this person has the smallest ideas. Like, that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing this Virgo say. They get bored with this person that they're working with. Their ideas are boring. And yeah, this person doesn't have as much money as you. You probably not paying them as much because they don't put in enough effort into their work. Yeah, it's incompatible. Incompatible. So I'm picking up that you need to I'm hearing empty the fridge for some of you, but if you're not going to eat it, throw it away. If you're not going to use this person, and not use them, but if you cannot use them, and not in that type of way where you're using them for your own advantages, if you cannot use this person to make you and this person look good and to profit more and to, branch out and work with other bigger companies that's even bigger than you or that's almost at the same level as you, if this person is pushing you back financially and, it's not working out with them, you need to drop them. To find somebody that's going to fulfill what you're looking for. Somebody that you don't have to put judgment on, that you don't have to think twice about. Like, is this person... Yeah, you could be a masculine. You have the authority. You run the business. advancing, coming on board, arriving. Financial opportunity. A new visitor is coming through. This person, even this person that you're gonna fire, they're gonna try to reconcile, but there's a restriction. They're gonna try to send you an offer. They're gonna try to pitch another deal or pitch another idea, is what I meant to say. Something about them not paying attention when you was basically teaching them what they needed to know to get to where you're at. And all the money that you was paying them, when you fire them, they're going to go broke because they did not manage their money well. They thought, oh, I have a good job with Virgo. They're paying me well. And I got my foot in the door. So they went and spent all their shit because they thought this was going to keep coming to them. But nope, they lost it. They lost everything. You're going to find somebody that's not disruptive. This person could have been disruptive with their attitude. They didn't come to work prepared. Something like that. But you are the boss, Virgo. I'm hearing you're fired, you're hired, you're fired, you're hired. You could have went through multiple people. It doesn't have to just be one person that didn't fit the program. You're strict. You are the emperor. Okay, so moving on to this last section with Virgo. There's a heartbreak, the heartache that you're trying to push over your shoulder. You're trying not to look at something. You're trying not to see the truth about something, about a relationship, about a situation, any type of situation that brings tears to your eyes when you think about it. You could be thinking about this a lot, and it tears you up. It tears you up. Yeah, at the bottom of the deck, Tower moment. Very emotional. Damn, come on, cards. $444 on the timer was on the timer. So you're I'm gonna say this, you're fucked up because you could be really fucked up about this. Like crying like uncontrollably. Because you feel like you're a gentleman, you're kind to this person, and you feel like even though y'all are incompatible, you feel like there's still a connection there. So, Virgo, you're a moving man with this wealth and this money card and the Knight of Wands. You do travel a lot. And this woman could have been complaining about that. You could have been... This person was waiting for a conclusion on something. Like, or you're waiting on a conclusion. I feel like with this woman, they're waiting on a conclusion to where, like, are you going to put more... You could be you are a working man. I can't believe this shit, but you're a working man, and they're waiting, like, are you going to put me before your job? I'm hearing priorities because you have so many of them. You got business, you got properties, You got cars, all types of shit that you got to take care of, spend money on. And they're asking, like, are you going to put more time and effort into my relationship with me? We're compatible, but we're incompatible because you have too many priorities, is what she's basically saying. You are also waiting on a conclusion because you're waiting on them to hit you back. Like, somebody could be in a committed relationship. Yes, you are in a committed relationship. Things are not working out, whatever. But y'all are compatible, but you're not compatible. But you're waiting on them to tell you, like, if you still have a chance, basically. You're waiting on a conclusion. You're waiting on this to work out. You're waiting to see a better picture, the bigger picture. I'm doing all this for us. A family. So you could be hurt that this person is telling you, like, I'm not having a kid with you, or I'm not getting married to you until you can incorporate more time for me. Sorry, my ear was itching bad as hell. That's confirmation. I'm sorry. But it's saying that this person could be acting purely in their own intentions. They're not seeing your point of view and why you work so hard. They don't see how this money and this success has brought you from poverty, if you was in poverty, to a better point in life, and it's got you torn, I'm hearing. Virgo, you have a lot of discipline. And I feel like you don't get in your feelings a lot because you have a job. You have to wake up the next day and you have to put on a brave face because you have to show up for work. It's okay to cry. I want to say that. But you was showing this person, I'm disciplined, I don't cheat, I'm a man, I'm manly, I don't get that emotional. But right now you are very fucking emotional because of what you thought this could be. This is really pulling on your strength. They're telling you need to have inner strength and refocus your focus. Because this person is a big influence on you. You're a hard worker. Continue to work hard. You're waiting on a conversation. Y'all could have had a routine with each other and they completely cut you off. To where y'all always talking, y'all always communicating. Even if you are on the other side of the world, on a plane, on a train, in a car, y'all still communicate. And they could have just cut all this communication off and went straight to being alone, withdrawing from you. They're telling you you need to emotionally balance yourself. This is just a challenge. Maybe you need to let her get some some air, you know, work. I'm not telling you to be a workaholic, but it's not going to leave you in tears. I'd rather you work, get that money, than you be in tears. Which one do you rather want? Leo is here twice. Leo is here twice. You could be dealing with the Leo, or you're trying to get with a Leo. So now moving on from Virgo, last reading. 515 on the clock. $51.15 on the clock. So let's see. Last reading. It's for Libra. Three cards for Libra, please. 1, 2. So it says awaken to the truth. Hidden evidence. Awaken to the truth, hidden evidence. See it to believe it. So I feel like somebody's spiritual. Libra, you're spiritual. And you got some hidden evidence about the spiritual realm. You didn't believe this evidence, or they could have told you the evidence before you seen it, or because before this evidence was brought to you. But you had to see it to believe it. And now they're telling you to awaken to the truth. Last spirit, somebody could be, the last person you talk to. It could be the last person you talk to. That's spiritually connected to you or something like that. But what I was finna say is the last person that passed away in your life could be the spirit guide that is watching over you. And some of you could have multiples. You see how this is one eye? There's one main spirit guide watching over you, while there's a spirit team watching over you too. This spirit guide could be a part of the spirit team, but they could be the main person that's watching over you. They could be the main person that's making things happen for you. They could be the main person that's pushing these wishes and grants through for you. Give me something about this spiritual path that this Libra is on. You need direct communication with spirit, direct communication, and clear-minded, and a perspective with the Queen of Swords upright. So yeah, truth seeking. You've been wondering for the truth, spiritual truth. You've been asking God to guide you into like something, the unknown is what I'm picking up on. You were interested. You always been faithful to God. You've always believed in God, but you've always had a higher like knowing that something was something like that something was something else. Something in your life could have happened to where it made you question the spirit realm, not to where you're like questioning in a disobedient way. You're not being disobedient to spirit. Inner guidance is coming for you with the Hermit. Positivity is coming on this journey with the Sun. Leo is out here twice. You can have Leo in your chart. So, but for some of you, Spirit wants to say, with the Knight of Cups, with the Knight of Wands, with the Knight of Wands in reverse, you could be angry that your emotional, not your emotional, but your emotional part of your life, which is your connections, your emotional connections, will be not put to rest, but put at pause, so you can advance on this spiritual journey. So yeah, it's coming out twice that your relationships and your friendships and probably even your connections with family members is going to be put at pause, so you can connect with spirit. So now is the time to release negative thoughts about your path and what you can't have, because it is coming in for you. You're coming out of poverty. You're coming out of the stage of making bad choices, being reckless, and risk-taking for some of you. And Spirit's going to be moving fast with you. This journey is going to be moving fast. Now, when I say fast, you could be on this journey for years, but the pace of the learning, the pace of the actions and what you're doing with spirit is going to move fast. You could be a fast learner. You could be a slow learner, but it's still going to move fast to where you're understanding it and to where you're comfortable. What do we have for Libra on this spiritual path? Three of Swords in reverse. Now, they do want me to tell you that there's a Pisces that is restricted from you on this path. Because you had bad memories with this person. Y'all could have bumped heads a lot of times in the past or something like that. This Pisces is not good for business. This Pisces could, like, if you get your own business, because somebody that got their own job, whatever. Now, when I say own, this could be somebody that got a 9-to-5 job, but when they at home, they on their spiritual path. But specifically, this is for someone that is a businessman, connecting with Virgo. It could be, you could have Virgo in your chart or whatever, but you have your own business. And this Pisces likes to come up there, hang out, visit you at your job and this could be a partner, send flowers, and flowers are always good. You know, even if they're getting sent to your job, that's always good. That's romantic. But it's like they overstep their boundaries with you. Yeah, and this card right here, it says clear boundaries with your name on it, Libra. So yeah, what was once a Three of Cups is going to turn into reverse. It doesn't have to be toxic. It doesn't have to be a toxic ending or like y'all ended off on bad terms. You just got to tell this person like, yeah, I got to keep grinding. I got to keep putting myself first. I got to set some clear boundaries between us because I'm not focused. This connection could be making you feel stuck, but there's an ending to it. There's an ending to the stuckness, the stagnantness. Because they're gonna try to stop your money. They're not purposely stopping your money. That's just the energy that they hold. I'm picking up on the Leo too. But everybody has free will. Spirit's not going to force you into anything. They're just going to tell you how it is. That it's not going to work out. And it's not going to put a wedge. Look, listen, for the spiritual ones out there that actually take it seriously and really does have a connection with spirit, just because you don't listen to everything they say doesn't mean that that's going to put a wedge in between you and the spirit realm, you and your spirit guide, you and your spirit team. It's not. You have a choice. Yeah, you most definitely have a choice. Use your intuition is what they telling you. The devil can't stop shit. The devil can't stop shit either. You on a spiritual path, the devil can't stop you. The devil been getting rejected this whole hour and some change minutes. And yeah, the devil gonna try to make you indecisive, but it's not gonna work on this path. It's not gonna work. You're not gonna be juggling your priority. God's not a priority. He's not. He is your choice. Actually, let me get into that. There's a choice if you want to give your life to God or not. He will be on you about it, but that's why there's a heaven and a hell. If you want to choose to do wrong, you're going to get your consequences. If you want to choose to do right, you're going to meet God in heaven. So yeah, they're not focused on your flaws. They're not focused on your flaws. Even if you did flaw in the past and you lived a rough life, because you gave your life to God. Look, Archangel Michael, because you gave your life over, you're set free. You're on this path. And that's just how it's gonna be. So if you liked this reading, give a like, comment, subscribe for my couple signs that I did on here. If it did not resonate with you, share it to anybody that you feel like it resonated with. I appreciate you watching this reading. I'm about to deuces out.